Thanks to the geological construct of the land, the Alcovy River has some beautiful shoals and falls. But to Gwinnett's early settlers, the rapid change in water elevation meant one thing: power. On this trip with the Gwinnett Rambler, let's explore Cedar Creek and see an old mill site. One of the mills my great-grandfather owned was known as Hugo Mill. It was often spelled H-U-G-O, but pronounced Hugo Mill. I was never really able to find any record of it that mentioned it other than a 1946 estate sale. Everybody said you got to it by driving across the river on Loth Wages Road and then proceeding downstream. Thanks to some kind local explorers, some photos began to turn up in the area of Harvins Park. A search of the legal records turned up a mill belonging to Hugh Lowe. The location was right, and the 1899 population census also mentioned the mill being there. But on the manufacturing list, it was not on the list of grist mills. Newspapers of the time mentioned the gatherings at the place, which include fiddling and dancing. Hugh Lowe's death gave us the best description of the place. A two-story rock building was the mill with a dam upstream, and it contained a cotton gin, which matched the census schedule. Being able to build a minor manufacturing complex takes some worth, and Hugh Lowe had gathered it. The 1890 tax records indicated he owned over 1,000 acres in Gwinnett County alone. I took the trail to the old Loth Wages Road ford over Cedar Creek. Just a few bicycles use the crossing these days. I was able to use the direction of the older generations to follow the path along the creek. The steep descent was visible in the playful shoals. Passing by a picnic table, I found the first stacked stone foundation of part of the mill complex. About 50 yards further downstream, I found the dam. It is only 18 to 24 inches high, but given the fall of the terrain, that is more than sufficient. From the dam, a mill race was clearly visible. The components of the dam made it clear that it could be set up to control and direct water flow. The mill used a dirt race dug into the hillside to maintain the water at the dam height as the stream fell away. As I walked along the mill race, several steep channels descended to the creek. These are clean-out chutes. This would allow the mill operator to open the chute and allow sediment to clear out of the mill race ahead of the mill site. Finally, I arrived at the remains of the old mill. It is beautiful. Although much of the structure has fallen away, it is still a very impressive sight. It has endured some vandalism in its time. The stone was clearly laid well, and some pieces of timber are still embedded in the wall. You can see from this image the height of the work. Just for reference, I am 6 feet tall. Let's take a little look around the site. On the interior wall, you can see the remnants of a staircase. This was probably an overshot mill with the wheel perpendicular to the river on the upriver side of the mill. Let's take a look at the topo maps from the United States Geological Survey. First, you see the current day map. The red cross is the mill site. Now I can bring in the 1964 Bold Springs quadrant. You can see the road to the mill and the place where Loth Wages Road crossed the Cedar Creek. Lastly, let's look at the 1895 Monroe quad. You can see Wages Road crossing and the building nearby for the miller. I had to move the red cross because the maps don't always match up. Here are a few more scenes from the area. I hope you've enjoyed seeing a little bit of the Hugo Mill on Cedar Creek. Until next time, I'm the Gwinnett Rambler.